Ladies and gentlemen, I got him before he went into the Old Timer Soccer Hall of Fame. He said, we are people who have known each other all of our lives, but haven't, been real buddies, but we know of each other. And that's the world of soccer, especially goalkeeping. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm talking to Gary LeGrand, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that.
Hey, baby, you had the anniversary of winning Flow Valley National Champion. You went 20-0?
We did, Kevin. It was an amazing year. We had an unbelievable team. Probably had 3 or 4 All-Americans on that team, probably 5 or 6 kids that ended up getting drafted into the NASL, either out of Flow or out of wherever they went the following 2 years, whether it was UMSL, SIU, wherever it may have been. But, yeah, we ended up having probably five players drafted after 4 years of college, which is amazing.
Yeah, man. You guys always carried yourself with hey, you got to bring your A game. Come on, man.
Oh, no doubt. We ended up losing our freshman year to Merrimack in the regional finals in double overtime, 1-0, 1-0 double overtime. And then we came back our sophomore year and picked up a few transfers from out of town. Jimmy Roth transferred home. Dennis Daugherty transferred home. Picked up a couple other guys, and our team was loaded.
Yeah, big time. But that is kind of like midway in the story. The story started. I did a little research, and your father started Narco?
He did. My dad was one of the original founders of the Narco Soccer Club. He and Jack Milburn started that back in the day, and I'm sure you know, Kevin, being a North County guy, North City guy yourself,
right?
Narco was a pretty dominant program years and years ago.
Yeah, and that I know that hey, that line out there at Hallsbury Circle, it meant something.
It sure did. North City, North County, man, used to play all over the place. Those games were incredible.
Yeah, man. And so you had a kind of, using your word, a late start in the goalkeeping position.
I did, Kevin. It was, kind of played midfield forward through grade school, 7th, 8th grade. I kind of, went to goalkeeping. And what's crazy, I went to Rosary High School, dominant power in North County back in the day. And it was tough for me. I was a late bloomer. Didn't make the varsity team until my senior year. Actually got cut my junior year. And ended up making the team my senior year of high school.
And just so, under full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, there was only a few that made it, and less than that, who ever played multiple years. I mean, it was really something, Rosary. It had like 100+ people trying out.
Oh, every year, Kevin, it was like that. It was, 75 to 100 players trying out every year for the team. And it was incredible. But, it was a great experience. Pete Timonian was the coach then at Rosary at that time. And we ended up losing our senior year to Normandy, which had several great players, including a couple of my teammates down the road at Florissant Valley.
Yeah, and under full disclosure, they're the only team that only played in the state tournament one time, and they won that one time.
And they won. They sure did. They won. I believe they beat St. Mary's in the final and won. I think they won 1-0, something like that. But yeah, they were a tough team that year. And then, like I said, we ended up leaving Rosary and going to Florissant Valley, where Pete Sorber really gave me my first chance. But even before that, after Rosary, I ended up playing for Big Four Chevrolet with Dave Berwin and Mike Houlihan, two legendary names in the St. Louis soccer community.
Big time. And they had the brother-in-law, Pete Calico.
Pete Calico, yep.
Yeah,
He was a teammate at Rosary, along with Greg Mikowski. We were all there at Rosary together,
yeah.
and Pete's like, "Come on out for Big Four," and that's where I, like I said, late bloomer, but that's kind of where I really started to develop as a goalkeeper. And Mike was such a big presence for me when I started out, and almost junior, senior year of high school, where I really learned the position.
And we, under his tutelage, always kept it. We're 68 years old and we're still talking about him. And
100%.
yeah, and goalkeeping, he taught the basic mastery of the position.
He sure did. He sure did. Like I said, he worked with me constantly. We had a strong team. It was always Big Four Chevrolet against Emos, the North County guys against the South County, South City guys. The Emos team with Franny Lynch, Fran and Franny Rich and those guys, and Gary Garino and all those guys. It was David Bursick. It was some tough matches.
And under full disclosure, Gary Garino, a.k.a. Easy G.
Easy G. I saw him a few weeks ago at a golf tournament on a Monday. It was great. That's right.
Yeah. Does he still have a turntable and a boombox in the trunk or what, man?
He may have. I didn't get that far, but he may, Kevin. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, it was, so it was fun playing against those guys. And then, at Flow, we were, oh my gosh, you mentioned our undefeated team, which just had our 50th anniversary last year. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe we were the last undefeated team at Flow Valley with a 20-0 record. It was incredible.
Well, you kept it hidden because of all the years of knowing the greatness of your team. I never knew you were undefeated.
Yeah, it was, we still have a group text going today, maybe 10 of us, but our team, Kevin, was, I could have probably had a lawn chair and read a book in half the games we played. We had 2 All-American center backs in Joe Harris and Steve Petcher. So they made my job a whole lot easier.
Yeah, and you got, really help that you were the babysitter for Mike Silver.
Yeah. Oh man, Scooter, 4 or 5 years old, going down the hill in his big wheel. Those were the days, man. At the Flow, it was awesome. It was incredible. Yeah, we, like I said, Michael was just a little kid then running around the field, and it was pretty cool. And we stay in touch even this day with Michael and I. So it's been a long relationship, and all attributed to, the great Pete Sorber.
Yeah. Now, Pete Calico was kind of like a player coach where he would go out and recruit and so forth and so forth. And then you would go, anybody can show up, show your stuff at Florissant Valley Gymnasium.
Yeah. Oh, Monday nights in the winter, St. Louis U, SIU, UMSL, Flow Valley, Merrimack. Pete had that open gym, and anybody who wanted to go up there could go. Sorbs opened that gym up to everybody. It was incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. And so you have that playing style, and you said when you leave there, you're waiting to come back next week, and I'm going to do some more.
That's exactly right. It was, and then from that, we ended up, everybody played in those indoor leagues at Delwood on that hard concrete, back when they first opened up. The place was jam-packed all the time. It was so much fun.
They said, what? I said, what? With who? Doing what? Diving on the concrete. If you dive correctly, you're okay.
Yeah, but it still hurts. It still hurts, but yeah, you're right. You're right. It's funny, but yeah, and then we had so many, like I mentioned, so many good players at Flow. Jimmy Roth, Mark Darrow, Matt Crankiola, Dennis Doherty, all those guys. It was just great. And then from there, Dennis Doherty, Jimmy Roth, and myself all went to UMSL together.
Yeah, how about that? But to go right back, just to stamp that Florissant Valley, they had national championships just going up. I mean, you look at you knew this is a place of champions, not, anything else is not acceptable. And that little guy, Pete Sorber's son, Mike Sorber, got all that soccer culture and became World Cup American, became a player of significance. Mike Sorber, ladies and gentlemen. And now he's coaching up there in New England, I believe, with Bradley.
Yeah, he sure is. He's coaching up in New York, actually, where he's at. He was here with City, helping their development team, and then Michael left and went up to New York with Michael Bradley, who he played with on the national team.
And I apologize, please forgive me, is the New York Red Bulls.
I believe it's well, there's two, so I'm not sure 100%, Kevin. New York FC or New York Red Bulls. I think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
All right. Well, we know the guy.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And the guy is an American guy. And they got some young Americans playing up there.
Yeah, they have a very young team. They're really trying to develop, and I'm not following them on a daily or weekly basis, but I know they were doing fairly well. So, it's good to see a lot of young Americans getting a chance up there.
And that is to take you into when you played in that gymnasium, it was worldly, man. You say, hey, I'm going to be good here, but I'm going to be world certified.
Yeah, it was. You knew the talent level in that gym on Monday nights was top notch. There's all Americans all over the place. It was incredible.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and so there you go. You win it, and then you, like you say, you go to UMSL, where they had some winning. They won a national championship with the women's, and then they won a national championship with the men. That I think that year, St. Louis won everything.
I think they did. My brother Mark was on that team. Mark LeGrand was on the UMSL national championship team with guys like Frank Tazinski, Kevin Missy, Steve Buckley, all those all-Americans, and they won the national championship in that year. And then I think Flo may have won it that year also. I think that was 73, maybe. I think 73. And then, like I said, we won the Nationals at 75 at UMSL, and then went to UMSL, 75 at Florissant Valley, and then went to UMSL after that. So
now,
played for Don Dallas.
There you go. And the names of the coaches don't go unnoticed. I mean, you with some top notch. But I gotta ask you, man, were you ever at a house party with your brother, with all those guys, and they say, "Hey, Gary, go get me a soda, will you?"
It's funny. It maybe not have been a soda, Kevin. It might have been something else, but.
Oh man, I mean, you were around greatness.
Oh, well, just look at the coaching from like I said, Dave Berwin, Mike Houlihan, Pete Sorber, and then went to UMSL with Don Dallas. Gary Rensing was there as assistant coach, and it was just some legendary coaches and great, all around great people, more importantly.
And your father and Jack Mervyn, they didn't have to take a back seat. They knew some stuff.
Oh no. They knew some stuff. Oh yeah. It was great. Like I said, they started the whole narco program, and Brian Corpusmeyer and Eddie Hunnicky ended up taking that over there for a while. So it was a great program for sure. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. And and that I know that I was a Narcetti gunner for one season, so therefore I'm for life.
Yes, you were a North City Gunner. I remember that. That's for sure. Yeah, we had great. Like I said, we had some great games against you guys. No
Yeah,
doubt, no
yeah.
doubt. But
Uh,
I've been so fortunate, Kevin, that like we talked about, just coming in late and really not even playing my senior year at Rosary. Probably I played about 30% of the games, and then fast forward to UMSL, Ricky Hudson and I were there together, and Ricky and I were at Flow Valley together, and then ended up going to UMSL. And when I was there my junior year, I ended up playing about 75% of the games, and then my senior year about 90% of the games. So it was great. But we had so much fun in those days, and like you said, all the other schools. We had the senior soccer bowl our senior year for the whole country, and we had five or six St. Louisans that made the Senior Bowl team, which was really great. We had Jimmy Roth and myself from UMSL, and you had Pete Coleco and Cacciatore and Mikowski from SIU. We were all on the same Senior Bowl team, so it was pretty cool.
and let's not forget Ray Shinecki.
Ray Schneckgeg, yeah, he was on the East team. That's correct. Schnetz was a teammate at Rosary. Yep, no doubt, great player. He ended up getting drafted. Jimmy Roth got drafted, and then Petcher, of course, with a great career at Dallas, and then back here with the Steamers. I was fortunate enough to be drafted by the Minnesota Kicks, so it was just some great times.
But getting to UMSL, you got some schooling.
We did, and then fortunate after that, I ended up coaching 18 years at UMSL with Don Dallas, where I was fortunate enough to have some just great goalkeepers. I think we had 3 All-Americans in John Stahl, Jeff Robin, and Mark Dooley. Just 3 great keepers.
Wow. I mean, that's a 3 of a kind to beat a full house, baby.
That's right. You got that right. Those guys could play. They could play Division II, Division I, wherever they played. That's how strong they were in the net. And 2 of those guys, Jeff Robin, and he went in the St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame, as did John Stahl.
That's right. And let's not forget your partner and went to Florissant Valley, that Matt McVeigh.
Yep, Matt was there. He came in my sophomore year. He came in as a freshman. Yep, that is true.
And the man's still there.
The man is still helping Florissant Valley to this day. He sends us our group text. We have a group text, and Matt will send us what time they're playing. And there's usually 3 or 4 or 5 of us that go up and watch the game, so it's fun.
Nice, man. And Lou English, Sean Kelly, and myself.
Yeah,
we went on a trail of all the places to play, the fields of old. And we went by Florissant Valley, and we said, what the? And we couldn't remember what the hell was where. And then we went to Ferdinand Park. They only got baseball stadiums, no more.
Yeah. No, I know. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It's insane.
And Lou says that for an hour or so, we never seen a person with a soccer ball.
Isn't that crazy? That's all you ever saw before. We just went back there, but it was just kids were out all over. That's all we ever did.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I every once in a while I see people with a soccer ball in their bouncing it like a basketball. I said, hey, man.
What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? That's funny.
Yeah. So you had all that extensive work with the coaching. And you brought Mike Houlihan's tutelage with you, and you developed some of your own style, because those players, you had to contribute something to them as they went along.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, you hope you did, and just to see the way they all turned out not only as players but as individuals, it is really cool to see. And the physical talent level is so different between those guys. Mark Dooley by far had the best, most talent around that I've ever seen a goalkeeper have. Just the quickness, the thought process, distribution, and everything. And then you had guys like Jeff Robin who came in, and fortunately, we had Robes for 4 years in UMSL, which was unusual back then. And to see him develop from his freshman year to his junior and senior year, where he was All American, was pretty special.
Absolutely. Now,
And then I ended up going to help Greg Keller at Dominic win the first state championship at St. Dominic, and then on to Vianney for 2 years with a good friend of mine, Dave Gavain.
wow, quite a resume.
Well, that's just being old, I think, Kevin.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, and so where you have seen locally, nationally, internationally, what do you think of the state of goalkeeping nowadays?
It has changed so much. I mean, the way they play, on free kicks or corner kicks, or the quickness these guys have these days. I was fortunate enough a couple of times to see City practice with, and the things Tim Kelly was doing, and the keepers he's developed over the years, which is incredible. But the way they play with their feet now compared to what we did is night and day.
Oh yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. I asked Paul Duker that question. 15, he was a referee before he passed.
Yeah,
And
right.
I asked him that, and I said just one thing, and he said, teach everybody with the feet. You're the 11th player.
100%. I mean, you watch these, even the Premier League games and even the MLS games. Berkey's one of the best distributors of the ball on the team for City. It's incredible how good these guys are.
Yeah. And so that whole thing is that you're the 11th player, and there are expectations to the position. Have you found that sometimes the expectations is just too much for somebody and they just want to call it in? They don't want to do the sweat equity.
Yeah, I think maybe over the years I've seen that happen once or twice. I mean, you know how it is. It's a tough position. You, as a goalkeeper, you make one mistake and it's in the back of the net and everybody sees it. Where your other teammates may make a mistake and there's usually somebody there to try to help out, right? But there's always one person behind that. But for the goalkeeper position, if you make a mistake, it's on you, and it's just something that's part of your responsibility. And to play that position, you have to accept it and then let it go and move on to the next step.
Yeah, yeah. And I never met the Dooley. I knew his brothers and his
Sure.
father, but I met John Stahl, and I know Jeff Robin.
Yep.
Outstanding characters. And
Yes, they are.
And the deal was with John, he was a car salesman.
He sure was.
Yeah.
He sure was. Yep. For a long time.
Yeah. And the reason I say it is that did you use your position knowledge into your personal and professional life?
Kevin, I think I did. It's the it's maybe old school, the hard work method. I'm never one of these people. That's somebody else's responsibility, or that's his job. It's just do what's in front of you, do what you have to do to get the outcome you need, and that's the way I kind of approached everything.
Man, no. And Gary, you couldn't buy it. But you're in the Whale Certified Hall of Fame, baby.
But you got that right. That's an honor. That is a true honor, Kevin.
Wow. It really is true. You bring yourself everywhere you go.
You do. That's just part of your character, right? That's
what
it is.
And as much time and real love we had for the game of soccer, it had to mold us. We,
Oh, 100%. 100% it did. No doubt.
the lessons learned through blood, sweat, and tears, it had to be.
Yeah, no doubt for sure. That's just if you're going to be competitive, and that's good or bad competitively, but that's how I am in pretty much my soccer career, my personal, my life, my job, my whole life is just very competitive person. Try to do the best you can.
Now, I don't know how true this is, but they said that your missus used to make the best chocolate chip cookies.
Oh my gosh, Kevin, those 18 years at UMSL, my wife Carol, these guys, every road trip we went on, bus, plane, whatever, shoe boxes, Rice Krispie squares, brownies, chocolate chip cookies. Every trip. Where's Mrs. LeGrand? She got the cookies today. Every trip for 18 years, she did that. God,
and that just put your wife, in the Wales Certified Hall of Fame also.
She'll love that. She'll love that, Kevin. Yeah, it
man.
was, and took care of my two little boys when I was gone 2 weekends out of the month with games on Fridays and Sundays. It was pretty special.
Well, then it's only natural that the Wales Certified Hall of Fame has a LeGrand corner.
I love it. I love
it,
Kevin.
Baby, yeah.
The best.
All right, then. So the story goes is that Wales Certified, we always ask, hey, Gary, whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to for as long as you want to say it for.
I think you just mentioned it, Kevin, my wife, what she did those years I was traveling with UMSL out of town 2 weekends out of the month, games Fridays and Sundays, taking my two little boys to their games. And then, of course, my mom and dad, 4 boys growing up. My mom never drove, but I had 3 brothers, and we're all going to soccer games, soccer practices, baseball games, whatever. And somehow, some way, they got us to every practice, every game we had to be to. So they made it work. It was incredible. I was very fortunate.
Yeah, and I know that you have a heartfelt of the teammates who aren't with us any longer.
Yeah,
up in heaven.
yeah, of course. Yeah, at Flo we had Matt Krinkle and Pat Turner, pass away, very young ages. So it's unfortunate. It's tough, but it's part of life, and we are, like I said, it's part of our group is still so tight. Our Flo Valley guys that we all have the text group going and stay together. So and it's all goes back to that back to 1975, 50 years ago.
Well, I'll be damned. Well. You know that I know that you're in the Wales Certified Hall of Fame, the LeGrand Corner, and I kind of maybe even put your brother there to say that nice parking lot he has for the city games.
Yeah, he uses that. Billy Sanford, Darty, those guys use that parking spot his business is at for the city games, no doubt.
Yeah. And, under full disclosure, you may be able to get the discount or something.